All right, weekend number 2 of deer season is about to get underway. Miss Dana is here to see us off. Had to shoot the bow a little bit. It got knocked off kilter a little bit when I was shooting some earlier this week, so we got it figured out. And I finally, after 3 years of borrowing the stand from my uncle, I figured out how to put it together. Because I've got I'm thinking that I'll probably end up taking some long walks this weekend, and not having to carry that in a backpack and a bow, one on my back and one in each hand, is gonna be really helpful. So I'm just gonna figure out some way to fasten my backpack here. We'll be good to go. So we're gonna hit the road. I kind of disappear on the weekends this time of year, but she knows that comes with the territory. But anyways, so this will be fun. It's supposed to have a whole lot better weather this weekend, right? Colder weather.
Colder weather.
Acorns ought to be falling a little bit better now. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Roe's there. You may get to meet Roe. If you get to meet Roe, that's a treat for anybody. One only Roe Boone. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kill some this weekend. See what happens. Good morning. We're back in our favorite place. We are hunting a new spot today. It's kind of, I'll pan it and show you. There's a little ridge that tapers down to a point up here above the lake. Our property is on a lake. And we got some oak trees scattered down through it. I haven't been in here to scout it and see if there's actually any acorns falling yet. But there were some falling last weekend, so I'd imagine there's at least a few that have started in here. It does seem like this is one of those places where they could work through later in the day, especially with it being colder. This is the coldest morning so far this year. It's 39 when I woke up, which is awesome. And I'm very excited about that, so we'll sit down and see what happens. Feeling good. Well, here's how much of a difference a week makes. So I'm sitting in the same stand I was in opening weekend for the evening hunt. Had one doe pop out. It's where I was sitting in front of some of that corn, all that tall grass. Yeah, you can see the tractor and the bush hog leaving there on the far side. So the landowner had this all bush hog this week, and Roe, the person on our lease that owns the equipment that puts food plots in, came down here this week and put the food plots in for the winter plots. He planted oats and clover. So it's just funny to be in the same spot a week later and see how different it looks. So off to the other side of the property to hunt this evening. The bush course, I see 2 does this morning. I climbed down, I'm relieving myself at the base of the tree, and a doe pops up, same spot that first doe did this morning. What they ended up doing, they cut across a point in front of me, and then just circled back around behind me and came into the bedding a little bit further in and lower than I was expecting. But anyways, of course the bush hog guy sees 2 nice bucks the last 2 days while I was here. One was, he saw it this morning in the same spot where I was sitting in the tall grass last week. They're not stupid. They're either lucky or they're smart. Or I'm unlucky and dumb. I don't know. But that time, make a move, set back up for tonight. Should be good. Okay, so it took us a lot longer and a lot more sweat and effort to get set up than I was hoping. But we're in even sit. I'm a little sniffy. So Roe's been here the last 3 days working, bush hogging, planting, doing all that good stuff. He drove over here last night. So they had 5, 6 does that were feeding on a lot of this, whatever this plant is, whatever these plants are. I'm sure they're just browsing all along this woodline down this corner. And down here, look, there's a ton of clover. And so the acorns, I don't know where there's a bunch of oak trees over here. I normally don't hunt this side of the property this time of year. Honestly, the property that I hunt, I've only ever been on probably half of it. And when I've hunted it, I've been hunting the food plot that is usually down here behind us. But all these fields just got bush hogged at some point in the last 2 days. And I was hunting way back this morning, thinking, all that people being around might have pushed those deer back in the woods. And after seeing only 2 does this morning, the bush hogger says, "Hey, I saw a real big buck run out in front of me this morning, right where I was hunting last weekend from the ground." So obviously they're not worried about being in these fields, and I'm thinking maybe it cut and getting bush hogged will expose a lot of clover, especially around the edges. I'm sure you can see how much greener it is right here in front of me compared to the rest of the field. What's brown and it was super tall. So there's always big doe groups over here, it seems like. I've gotten pictures of them all summer. This is where Holy Moly, this doe that I'd love to shoot, it's got a big hole in her nose, I don't know what it's from, was at. She's always over here, on camera at least. And that doe that had that awful shoulder injury is usually over on this side of the property too. So I'd love to get a crack at any doe, especially one of those two, just to see what's up with them. I'd love to see. I mean, it looks like on the pictures you can see her actual, the bone through her nose, and it's been like that for 2 years. So, oh, and I don't know if this is milkweed, what I found. It sure looks like it, but I really feel like the hunting public now. I've got whatever this is. It works just as well as milkweed. And the wind is just about perfect in here.